All right, so I cracked the old whiteboard out today, and we're actually going to be getting into my backstory. Oh, I can't believe I'm actually going to be releasing this video. But yeah, some of you guys have been asking like a little bit about me and like some of my history, and I was surprised that I haven't actually done this video yet. There's been a lot of resistance around doing this video, and I figured maybe now's a good time to go over some of my history, where I come from, a lot of my successes and failures, and just a lot of bullshit that I had to go through in order to get to here. Hopefully, by the end of this video, you'll have a bit better of an understanding on like who I am, where I come from, and why I'm qualified to be able to help you find your purpose and to be able to transition into a job role that's more suitable. I have a hell of a lot of life experience. I reckon I've lived 2 times the amount of lives that most of the average person my age has lived, and I don't think that's an understatement, as you'll see soon. This is more just, I guess, for you and I to understand each other a little bit better, and for me to, I guess, release some of the shit that I've gone through in order to get to where I am today to be able to help you. Now, I just want to make sure that you understand that I'm not a very good storyteller. I don't like talking about myself. I'm very future orientated. I like talking about meticulous and self development principles in such a way that's going to be helpful. Okay, I don't really like to talk about the past. The only thing that we can change is the future, and I'm very stoic in that regard. But yeah, I also see the value in maybe just you guys understanding a little bit more about me, so hence this video. Also, I just want to say this is not by all means like a linear video. It's very, very condensed. And also like there's not no real timeline for it. However, if you are interested in some of the things that I bring up in this video and you want me to dive a little bit deeper in that, I would love to be able to do a long form video that is more like going into every single story and epiphanies that I've had in order to get to where I am. For now, my main focus is to help you guys, find your purpose and to transition into a job role that makes sense to you so that you can be freaking excited about your life and about the work that you do. That's my mission. And yeah, we'll get into it. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. So, random facts about me. So, I grew up in the arsehole of Queensland, okay, in Gympie. Yeah, what a shithole. There's not a lot of opportunities there. Some of my old high school friends are probably dead. Okay, one of them, I think, one of my best friend, Matto, I reckon he is dead. He went into heavy drug use, and yeah, I don't know where he is. I'd probably be where they are if I was still friends with those sort of types of people. I've had one of my successes slash failures in my life is I've had to let go of a lot of friends. Okay, I've really had to screen through the muck, and I'm super grateful for the guys that I have now, but it wasn't always like this. I used to have no filter for who I let in my life. Anybody that was nice enough to me, yeah. If you don't surround yourself with the right people, it's just downhill from there. And for many years of my life, that's what I've suffered with. Okay, I'm half Chinese. My father was Australian, and my mother's Chinese. And you probably can't tell, I guess, with my hairline, but it's really hard for me to put on muscle. And yeah, I'm incredibly stubborn, and that comes from both of my parents. Anyway, my dad died at 17 shortly after I joined the military, okay? I joined the military at 17 and 11 months. And then about 4 or 5 months later, my dad was dead, okay? So my dad managed to see my march out, which to this day, I'm really happy that he saw that. But yeah, the army became to me like a big dad. So in the sense of like you do good things, they give you rewards, and if you don't do good things, you get humiliated and you're freaking doing rompers. Okay. I joined the military at I believe 63 kilos. So you think I'm scrawny now? I joined at 63 kilos and I still managed to get a certificate for in engineering. It was incredibly hard, incredibly life changing. And I'm sure, like, if any of you guys that are watching this that are in the military, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's why I'm super passionate about helping people that are ready, men that are ready to leave the military, exactly how to do that. So that because the ADF transitions is not tailored to you, but I'll do that in another video. Anyway, as I've touched on before, I'm an RSD super fan. Okay, my gateway into learning self-development, success with women, and just becoming a better man originated from Tyler's content. Okay, and also like the sub coaches of Tyler. So Julian, Max, believe it or not, RSD Derek. Okay, you might know him now as Derek Moneyberg, but believe it or not, he was actually a dating coach and part of RSD in the board of directors before he's doing what he's doing now. Okay, still have a huge amount of respect for Derek Moneyberg and some of his concepts that are still in my head, and I'm revisiting his concepts all the time because that guy is a motherfucking genius. I don't care what anyone says or you want to do with this hater stuff. I personally am a huge fan. Also, a huge fan of Grant Cardone. Love Grant Cardone. I've read a few of his books, and I've gone through a lot of his content online. Life changing, great dude. Dan Locke as well, same sort of deal with Jordan Peterson. I've read 12 Rules of Life, picked a few concepts for my own program. Great book. And recently, my friends have got me on Alex Hormozi. I like the way Alex talks about personal development in a way that is very logical, practical, pragmatic, and is like the nuts and bolts need to know information. Whereas like Tyler will say that, but he's just like, whoo, is all over the place. So I really like Alex Hormozi. So another thing, I'm a JDM car nut, okay? I have built a Supra, partially built a Silvia, a Skyline, fully built a VL. Yeah, like I've just been a car nut my entire life. I might insert some photos here. Also, I built, before I left the military, a 700 horsepower 2JZ and a 6-speed transmission from scratch, okay, like nuts and bolts, everything. Fortunately, I never got to hear it run because I went through my depressive episode, is what I'll get to. And yeah, I had to sell up all my assets to try and feed certain businesses that didn't work out. But yeah, for me, that was a huge achievement to actually put together all my engineering knowledge and build that engine. And I plan to do an engine, which I'll get to. Oh, I suppose I could cover it now. My dream is I want to build the world's fastest K24 swapped M35 Nissan Stager. Okay, shouldn't be hard because there's not a lot of competition. But yeah, I'm really passionate about putting that together. But the problem that I'm running into at the moment is I don't really know what country I'm going to settle in. Probably Poland. But yeah, once I work out where I'm actually going to have like a home base, I'll buy one and do it up there. One of my failures, I don't encourage this, is I've sunk approximately 180,000 Australian dollars into freaking performance cars. Okay, instead of my own personal development, getting coaches so that I can scale out. Okay, it was fun. Don't get me wrong, but if I was to do it all again, I'd be leaving a lot of this car stuff on the back burner to focus more on a business. But yeah, it took what happened. We move on from it, as we know. Put money into your self-development. You don't have to get my coaching. I don't need your money. Okay, but if you're serious about success and you don't want to feel shit about the situation that you're in, you got to get a coach. Okay, otherwise you'll go through a lot of this shit for years. You'll go round and round circles, bounce around at the bottom of, like a ping pong ball, until eventually you're like, oh fuck, where did my life go? Which is kind of what happened to me. All right, where are we here? I've been polypescatarian since 2017-ish, but recently I've been having kangabangers or kangaroo meat. That's the only red meat that I have. Yeah, I don't eat beef, don't eat lamb, don't eat pork, but I do eat chicken, I do eat fish, I do eat eggs. I was dairy free for 4 years, okay? Had my own personal reasons for that. However, recently I'm back on whey protein isolate, only goat's cheese, because as we know, cow's milk cheese has got BCM7 in it, and you don't want to eat that shit because it'll fuck with your stomach and your brain. But you can eat goats and sheep's cheese, that's okay. I really like goats and sheep's cheese. I don't eat yogurt unless it's, vegan yogurt, and I have ghee. But other from that, as far as I know, I don't have dairy products. Okay, I'll have like let's be honest, I have a little pieces of like dairy extracts in like, I guess in like a bar or something, but I certainly don't fucking drink toxic milk or anything that's to do with, that comes from pus from another animal in that regard, okay? I was actually vegan for 6 months. as I sort of went down the rabbit hole of nutrition. And yeah, I got really, really, really sick. Yeah, I nearly ended up in hospital. Very weak, and my platelets or whatever wasn't very good. Vegan diet, don't do the vegan diet. The vegan diet's a fucking joke. It's a fraud. I have been sober and alcohol free since December 29th of 2019. So we're coming up almost 7 years, okay? And just for a little boastful note on top of that, I also was able to learn cold approach and go out clubbing consistently for I think around 2 or 3 years, from like 2018 to like 2021, out to nightclubs. Okay, so yeah, I didn't cave to that peer pressure. There was honestly only one time that I actually caved, where in 2000, I think it was 2018, where a girl said she wouldn't come home with me unless I had a shot, and I had the shot, and she still didn't come home with me. That damn girl. Oh, anyway, she ruined my streak. But apart from that, I have not had alcohol. Back before that, I was an alcoholic for 9 years. Okay, heavy alcohol user. Started drinking probably 16, 17, and I didn't like up until I quit. I was drinking a lot of that time. Okay, I might insert some photos here. Got wasted a lot of times. Done a lot of things I'm not proud of. Put it that way. Also, I actually quit porn and alcohol at the same time. Plus, for around 13 years, I was a heavy porn user. Okay, so even just putting those two together and where most people end up, yeah, I'm really happy that I escaped and dodged that bullet. I just wanted to point that out as some of the failures that I've had. Quitting those things, not entirely, but took a real toll on me, and was, I guess, like a kickstart to my depression and eventually wanting to take my own life. Apart from about 5 or 6 short relapses, like one-offs, I've been porn-free since end of 2016. Yeah, so that was incredibly difficult. That's why I had so many relapses, but I can honestly say I'm clean now, okay? Yeah, it was very, very hard. It was very, very hard. Okay, so I didn't leave the house for 4 months leading up to me planning my own suicide into 2017, okay? Hey guys, let's just sort of do a quick video, just sort of give you a bit of an insight of what's going on in my life at the moment. What I'm going through at the moment is I'm having a lot of psychological problems, a lot of mental health issues, a hell of a lot of anxiety. I may have left the house for to ride a skateboard, but I certainly wasn't able in the headspace to actually go shopping. I was living with my mother at the time, and my mental health just went fucking like this. Till eventually, if you want to read about it, I might do that in a video eventually. It's on my website, you know, some of the thoughts that I was thinking about when I was going to cut it up, you know, but I'm all good now. So from that experience, I guess I've become very emotionally stable, resilient. You know, I believe now I'm an actual man. Okay, I'm actually to be able to handle those things, and I want to be able to help you. My purpose is to be able to help you, at least through those painful experiences. I can understand where you're at and how to move you forward. Yeah, okay. My friends, they have a love-hate relationship with me, okay? They love me because I care about them, but they also hate me because I'm constantly trying to fucking coach them, okay? It's always been in my nature to help others, okay? I didn't really know that, and that's part of the questions that I put in my program. But whether or not I've been a coach before I was a coach, or even got into self-development, I've always wanted what's best for other people. People would always come for me for advice on how to modify their car, how to do servicing, like how to resolve their friendships and relationships, and then more recently their dating life, how to get their dating life sorted out. Okay, but yeah, it's always been in me to help, and I'm in a position now where I get to do this full time, and I fucking love it. I've actually done over 500 personal development videos. Okay. I know there's not a lot on my channel, but most of those videos were for my own therapy, like talking into a camera, deciphering my own mind, putting my own thoughts out of my head. And it's actually in my program on how to do that. And it's part of my program where you'll actually be recording yourself into a camera, or you'll be recording yourself into a voice recorder. because for you to go through my program and to write everything out in a journal, it would take you too long. But essentially, most of those videos were release videos and dating videos, so that I could improve my own mental headspace. And now that I'm, beyond that, I still do videos from time to time, but I understand the value of getting the thoughts that are toxic thoughts that are here out into a camera or a video audio recording, so that you can actually move forward. Okay, I believe it's therapy. It really does help, and that's why I'm so passionate about explaining how you can actually have some version of this. All right, yeah. So I've spent approximately 6 years obsessively and meticulously studying these influences and self-development in general. Okay, to become a better man. Okay, I got to the point in my life where two things happened. The first thing happened was like, my life sucks and I need to improve. And then the next level is like, I've learnt too much to turn around, and the misalignment between who I am and who I know I need to be was exposed, and I couldn't turn around anymore. I couldn't go back into the matrix. And then the next level is I know too much to not help others. And that's the stage that I'm at now. On top of this, I've spent 2 years meticulously going through and working out exactly what questions a man needs to have answered in order to discover their purpose and to find fulfilling work. So that's essentially my program. All my program really is a list of all these deep questions and my guidance, my affirmation and validation that you're on the right path. Okay. But yeah, essentially I have a huge list that we'll go through in the right order. It's important that it's in the right order, so your mind's not all over the place, so that you can discover your purpose and find fulfilling work. All right, moving on. Okay, the fun part. I have an above average dating life. Okay, I have a pretty awesome dating life. I don't want to be super boastful about this, but through learning pickup, RSD, and doing thousands of cold approach both in the nightclub and in person, day game, I have a pretty awesome dating life. I was hell bent on becoming a dating coach for about a year, and I had a lot of content that I put out online on dating coaching stuff.
We rolling? Okay, good. All right, hey, what's going on? Dice from Decipher Social here. We're in Robina Shopping Complex on a Saturday afternoon, and the topic of this video, we're actually going to riff off the cuff about what a chode is, what an AMOG is, and what a white knight is, and some of the strategies to deal with these fucking the strategies to deal with these idiots when you are out in the town chasing girls.
So it's basically just leading.
It's basically leading and changing value, and it's also at the same time it's testing compliance with the girl. Okay, it's making sure that she is happy with you leading and she is willing to accept your leadership, because obviously there's like a dominating like masculine sort of energy and a feminine submissive energy, and if you've got that sort of thing set up from the beginning, that's going to help you along the way when you're trying to get her to come home with you further down. So these little things are being peppered into the interaction from pretty much the start.
However, after actually meeting dating coaches in Gold Coast here, and realizing the level of skill set that you need to be a dating coach. Okay, so I got above average dating life, but I'm not at the level that I need to be a dating coach. So there was that, and also the other big element was I don't want to work in a nightclub. I don't want to work at nighttime. Okay, I like my sleep, and also the types of men that I want to work with, I realize are not really in the dating coaching scene. So I canned that idea. Eventually, I thought I'd go and do alcohol and recovery coaching, which is one of my failures. But then I realized that these sort of people, as much as I want to help them, they're unable to afford my services, unfortunately. So that led me to this, which is purpose and career transition coaching. And the rest is history. So also, I started to be an aircraft maintenance engineer. This is in 2016. I actually thought about becoming an aircraft maintenance engineer. Studied at Aviation Australia in Brisbane. I got top marks and I nearly got employed by Northrop Grumman. But yeah, around the same time, I was going through reading the book Letting Go by David R. Hawkins, Eckhart Tolle's books, you know, going down the rabbit hole of RSD Tyler's content. And started to question my direction in life. And boy, oh boy, was I in for a ride. Where a lot of where my meticulous, analytical, and future-orientated mind was sort of more imposed on me is understanding aircraft maintenance and really dialing in my engineering brain. Okay, and now I'm basically transferring a lot of the practical, logical steps of engineering into psychology, because there's a lot of synergies there, and I believe I'm one of the only people that can really see that because I've got that experience. Okay, I am mainstream radio and TV free since 2018. Okay, we don't need to get into all the nuts and bolts of it. Stop watching TV. Stop listening to the radio in your car. Okay, that alone, and your brain will just be like freed of the toxicity of the fucking mediocrity that's going on around you. So get off it. Also, I quit music entirely for 6 months in 2021. I actually did a 3-part video series in it. Go check it out on my YouTube channel. All I did was I replaced music with audiobooks. If I'm doing my groceries, I got headphones on. And the only time that I was ever really exposed was things outside my control, like walking around out on the street, or if I go to the nightclub when I'm going to chase girls. Okay. That was the only times that I ever listened to music for 6 months. Yeah, I've built an extreme level of personal resilience and emotional stability because of a lot of this shit, okay? I have applied for I did apply for 530 plus jobs. That's purely just the ones that I've got on my computer in 2.5 years. And following on from this, I was fired or left 10 jobs in 2.5 years. So basically I was on rotation where I'd go to a job for like 6 weeks, I'd either get fired or I'd get fed up with the place and I'd move on. I'm kind of sick of being a slave. I'm not set up for the fucking 9 to 5. And that is one of the contributing factors of doing this business. Okay? Incredibly painful, but through this, I've cultivated a brain that doesn't get affected by being fired. I can go into that in another video. There is a video if you want to go see it, if you're in that headspace right now and you're a bit of an emotional wreck. It's on my channel. Shot it when I was actually in the midst of it. It's like, I think it's titled like How to Get Hired If You're an Emotional Wreck, okay? And it goes through some of the thought processes to go from being fired or let go to into a new role and moving on with your life. Another failure is I've moved 13 times since leaving the military. Most of those times with my own car trailer and alone. I moved all over the place. Brisbane, back home to Bay, back to Brisbane, back to Bay, back to Brisbane, back to Gold Coast. And that, mind you, that isn't in the military, that is post-military. So if you want to look at the amount of times that I've moved, there hasn't really been a good straight run until I moved to Gold Coast, and I've been here now for nearly 3 years. Another thing, I have failed miserably and dropped thousands, tens of thousands of dollars into startups. My own personal entrepreneurial startups. Around 15, there's probably more. I sold off all my assets, all my sports cars, all my sports utes, everything that I've owned, okay, to feed multiple different businesses. The main ones being a t-shirt dropshipping business. I think that cost me like 14 or 18K. Didn't work out, didn't understand business well enough. I also dropped a huge amount of money into a water filter business that was semi-successful, didn't work out.
Hey, what's going on, team? My name is Dice from Gulf Water Filters, and today I'm going to be doing an unboxing video on the Miniwell L720 Plus shower filter.
Like lawn maintenance, all these, I've got a list here. Porn and alcohol coaching. I wanted to bring in this special product that actually helps engines rebuild themselves. Handyman services. When I first left the military, I spent about 16 months and about 8K, probably more than 8K, probably more like 12 actually, on making parts particularly for Supras. Supra headlights go yellow. I wanted to make headlights for Supras, and then also combined with an Australian brake company to be able to supply brakes to the performance car industry. Yeah, just all these freaking businesses that failed, cost me a lot of money, cost me a lot of time. If I was to do it all again, I would have got a business coach, but I was an idiot. Which leads me to my last point, my biggest regret, okay? My biggest regret was leaving the military without a plan, okay? I thought that things would just magically work out and I'd figure it out once I got out. Bad idea, very, very bad idea. And I encourage you, no matter what industry you're in at the moment, to not completely, so you've got two options. The first option is you stick it out a bit longer until you have a plan. The second option is to jump into another business or another company temporarily until you figure it out. To keep the connection with the marketplace and to keep yourself sane, to not put yourself in isolation, okay? The point is that I left the military without a plan, no solid direction, not really understanding the ins and outs of Civvy Street, and I paid the cost dearly, both financially and spiritually, and nearly took my own life because of it. That's my biggest regret. And if there was a second, this is probably going to sound like I'm selling to you, but it's true. My second biggest regret was not using the $5,000 like discharge package from the military to get a men's mental health coach, somebody that I could talk to, somebody that I would trust to be able to give me some direction and some clarity on what the fuck I should do with my life. Okay, if I had done those two things, got a plan, got someone to help me, I probably wouldn't have wasted all this time and money, and plus I would have actually made in loss. So if you add up the amount of money that I haven't actually made over the years because of depression and not really knowing what I'm doing, it's somewhere in the excess of $700,000. Okay, somewhere over, definitely over $500,000 worth of lost income because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So, you know, if you're at a stage where, you know, you're wanting to leave your job, you don't know where you want to go, you can't seem to have, you've got all these questions bouncing around your head, and you're like, where is my life going? What am I supposed to do? Okay, I don't know who I am, and I don't know what my value proposition is to the marketplace. If you're at that stage in your life and you're looking to leave your role, and you need somebody to be able to, if I can get emotional talking about this, if you need somebody to help guide you, to have a system, a logical system, questions to ask so that you can work out who you are, maybe I could be that guy for you, okay? If that sounds like something that you're interested in, send me a DM on Instagram. Go check out my website. Go check out some of my previous videos. See what I'm all about. And if it seems like a good fit, we'll go through the Deciphered program. And within 3 or 4 months, you're going to come out on the other side a completely changed man, okay? First 3 weeks, if it's not a good fit, give you a full refund, okay? This is everything that I wish I had known the moment I left the military. Okay, I didn't even know that I needed this information, but I tell you what, I would be so far further than I am now, in a shorter time frame, happier, and I wouldn't have had to go through so much fucking pain if I had got seeked help. So, you know, it's up to you. Do you value the money? Do you value the time? Do you value being miserable, or do you want to get out of it faster? I'll leave that to you. Anyway, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, subscribe to the channel, like, comment, DM, do whatever you got to do. And yeah, I've got some big things coming, and I can't wait. Thanks.